guys, you're welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'd like to say thank you so much for stopping by, and I really do appreciate you. And if you're a returning subscriber, I'd like to say you know that you are the real OG already, right? So in today's episode of Pastry Made Easy with Queen Ola, we are going to be making 6 kg chin chin. Yes, 6 kg of flour turned into chin chin. So we have an event coming up on the 21st of this month. So we are going to be making the chin chin and we are going to be packaging them inside this. So we decided to just record all of the processes, both the production and the packaging. Thank you so much, and we hope you enjoy the video. All right, the first ingredient you are going to be needing is your sifted flour. So here we already have our 6 kg of flour. The second basic ingredient we are going to be needing, and most compulsory ingredient actually, is our sugar. All right, you will be needing sugar. So for this recipe we are going to be using 1500 grams of sugar. If you want to know how we used to measure our sugar, you can visit us on our YouTube page and you are going to see a well detailed information about that. Then we are also going to be needing 6 pieces of butter, right? I love this brand so much because it helps me to work flawlessly. Then we are also going to be needing our milk mixed flavor. With this milk mixed flavor, we don't have to still look for another vanilla flavor to do because it is sugar, milk and vanilla flavor. So here we have our favorite bright choice, which I usually use for preservative. Then here we also have our baking powder, which is a compulsory ingredient for this recipe. Then we also have our nutmeg. I'll just be using 2 of these, and I'll be using 12 eggs in total for this recipe. Please do not forget, like I always say, try as much as possible to break your eggs separately in a separate bowl, all right, so that should in case anyone is spoiled, it will not affect the rest. I'm speaking from experience. All right, so any other ingredients we are going to be using, you are going to be seeing in the video. So very quickly, let's get right into mixing. So in our last video on chin chin, which is actually when we did the 7 kg chin chin recipe and posted on YouTube, somebody actually asked us that how many cups will make up 1 kg. So I'm going to be giving you that for free, and I hope you are watching. Actually, apparently you just need 4 of these cups to make up 500 grams of flour, and 8 cups makes up 1 kg, which is 1000 grams of flour. I hope you understand that. Thank you very much. So in a bowl, you are going to be sifting 6 kg of flour, 1500 grams of sugar. So we are putting our dry ingredients first. 1500 grams of sugar. We have 2 mixed milk flavor. This is actually for flavor. 2 milk mixed flavor. We're going to be needing 2 nutmegs. You can actually choose to use 2.5 depending on how milky you want your own to be. We're going to be needing 2 nutmegs for this recipe because nutmeg has its own flavor it adds. And then we are going to be needing about 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and we are going to be needing about ½ teaspoon of your preservative. All right, within ½ teaspoon of preservative basically. So the next thing you want to do now is to mix everything with your clean hands. You are going to be mixing everything together until it is well incorporated before you now add in your eggs or your wet ingredients. Okay, you ensure that all your dry ingredients are well incorporated. Notice how I am using my hand to ensure that everything goes to the down part, and you do not want a spillage. All right, you do not want it to spill out. So just try as much as possible to have everything well incorporated with your palm. Okay, after incorporating your mixture, which is actually the dry ingredients, you want to create a hole at the center of your dry ingredients, and you just, you know, be pushing out the butter. You open your margarine, sorry, and then, like I already said, right, you can use any margarine of your choice. This is my preferred option, and that is why I am using it. Okay, so you're just going to, you know, put in the whole 6. You know, we are using 6 for this recipe, so we are just going to put in the whole 6. So now that we already have all our dried ingredients incorporated, and we've also added in our butter, so it's time for us to ensure that the butter too is actually well incorporated. So let's go. Hold on. So do not forget that we are using 6 butter for this recipe, because we are doing 6 kg of chin chin, and so it requires 6 butter, 1,500 grams of sugar. Okay, so you just want to incorporate all of the butter until you have more like a breadcrumb like texture, but it doesn't have to be like so much of a breadcrumb like texture. Just need slightly breadcrumb like texture. Okay, so yeah, that's basically it. So you can see the way I'm rubbing it into my palm, just to get the right texture out of it and to ensure that it enters into the flour very well. Okay, so in here we have our eggs, and so we are going to be adding in our eggs. So now it's time for the wet ingredient, which is the egg and also our water. So for the water, you are going to be pouring it in bit by bit until you get the right consistency. Okay, all right guys, so when we finished when we finished mixing everything together, we got about 29 of these balls. We were able to roll everything into 29 of these. The reason why we are doing this is so that it will be very, very easy for us to spread. Okay, so once you are done doing this, all you need to do is to clean your surface table, as we've done already, and then you begin rolling and cutting. Let's move to the next one. So using your rolling pin now, the first thing you want to do is to spread out a little bit of flour on your surface, and then you would also grease this with your stuff, and then begin to roll out. Are you seeing what I'm rolling out? Yes. So you begin to roll out. Can you see that the mixture is not thick, it's not watery, and it is not too stiff. So it is not too watery and it is not too stiff. So you can decide that your own should be thinner than mine when it has to do with spreading. With this texture, I'm fine. All right, so the next thing you want to do now is to slice it, cut it like this, horizontally and vertically. Okay, cut please. Next thing you want to do now is to take this and then you cut it horizontally. So it will save you the stress of removing it one after the other and cutting it. Now if you have a chin chin cutter, then good for you, all right, but this is the one of the most basic and easiest way for those people that do not have a chin cutter. Okay, so while you are waiting for provision for a chin cutter, you can just use this. Okay, so yeah, you can see how now in this aspect you're actually in control of the sizes that you want. Okay, you can decide to cut yours into different shapes and sizes. You can decide the stripe size, but this is just the cube size. Okay, so for the cube size, you're going to be cutting them horizontally and vertically. That's basically what you just want to do. So to those wondering what I'm using to cut, this is a pizza cutter. So when you go to the market, you can ask for a pizza cutter. Okay, so yes, and we are done. Okay, we are done. Just look at the way they came out beautifully. So the next thing you want to do now is to ensure that you put in your hot oil, you put your oil on fire and allow it to get hot a bit. Then you put in some pieces of your raw dough inside the oil to just texture it. Once you realize that the oil is very hot, then you can now start adding in your cut down chin. Okay, you can now start adding in your raw cut down chin. You can see the way it is. We did not overcrowd the pot, all right, because chin has to do with deep frying. Chin is a deep frying pastry, so we did not overcrowd the pot at all. If not, it will get really it will take time to be ready, and then it could be stressful also because some may get done before the others. So now we are done with our first batch, and we'll keep doing that for the remaining batches. You can see the way it came out. And when we finished, we had this beautiful and crunchy and yummy chin all in one bowl. So this is our 6 kg of flour turned into chin. Of course, it's going to double in size and all that. So by the time we finished, we started packaging them. So we packaged a total of 30 pieces of this for the event, and then we had about two master jar size, which you'll see shortly. 2 master jar size. This is our master jar size. 4 pieces of the small jar and 3 pieces of this particular jar. And we have come to the end of this video. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.